All she said was, "I don't feel that way about you." And that one sentence was enough to cost her life. The story begins in Austin, Texas, a city buzzing with music, young professionals, and a nightlife that attracts dreamers from everywhere. On warm evenings, the sidewalks downtown hum with laughter spilling from rooftop bars, the smell of barbecue lingering in the air. Our victim, Hannah Lewis, was 25 years old. She had grown up in a small Texas town, but she came to Austin chasing something bigger. A marketing associate at a tech startup by day, Hannah lived for the weekends when she'd hit the hiking trails, brunch spots, or open mic nights with friends. Her friends described her as the glue of their group, always organizing meetups, checking in on birthdays, making everyone feel included. She wasn't the loudest in the room, but she had a warmth that made people orbit around her. And that's exactly what drew Ethan Cole in. Ethan was 27, a software engineer at the same startup where Hannah worked. He was quiet at first, socially awkward but sharp. He wasn't the type to command attention at parties, but he had a way of remembering details, your favorite band, the coffee order you liked. When Ethan met Hannah at a work happy hour in 2019, he latched on quickly. She was friendly, welcoming, and, most importantly, safe. She never made him feel like an outsider. What began as small talk turned into shared lunch breaks. Lunch breaks turned into weekend hangouts. Soon, Hannah and Ethan were texting daily, swapping memes, venting about their bosses, sharing playlists. To Hannah, it was a friendship. To Ethan, it was everything. At first, it seemed harmless. Ethan offered to drive her home after late nights at the office. He'd pick up her favorite chai latte without asking. When Hannah's car broke down, Ethan was there before AAA. Her friends noticed though. One of them, Alyssa, recalled, he was always just there, like a shadow. If Hannah was around, so was he. Hannah laughed it off. He's just a good friend. But there were moments, little things that felt off. When Hannah mentioned going on a date with someone she met on a hiking app, Ethan went quiet. Then days later he texted her, "You deserve better than random guys. They won't treat you right." She brushed it off as protective concern. But for Ethan, every one of Hannah's dates was a threat. By late 2020, Ethan's feelings could no longer stay bottled up. One chilly December night, after they'd gone out for tacos, he drove Hannah home. Sitting in the car, he turned to her, voice shaking slightly. "I can't keep pretending, Hannah. I'm in love with you." Hannah froze. She liked Ethan, she really did, but not like that. She saw him as a brother, a friend, nothing more. She tried to let him down gently. "Ethan, I care about you. But I don't feel that way." His face changed. For a second she thought he might cry. But instead he forced a smile. "It's okay. I get it. Friends." But it wasn't okay. After that night, Ethan's behavior changed. He still texted Hannah constantly, but there was an edge to it. When she went on dates, he'd send passive-aggressive messages. "So I guess you're too busy for me now." When she didn't answer fast enough, he'd reply with, "Fine. Forget it." Hannah confided in Alyssa, "I don't know what to do. He's such a good friend, but sometimes it feels like he expects something from me." Her friends warned her, "He's obsessed. Be careful." But Hannah hated confrontation. She told herself Ethan would get over it. By the summer of 2021, Hannah's career was taking off. She had started dating someone new, Ben, a laid-back paramedic who made her laugh effortlessly. For the first time, her life felt like it was falling into place. But every step forward she took, Ethan was there, watching, waiting. In June, she got a chilling text from him after posting a picture with Ben. "You think he'll love you like I do? You're making a mistake." Hannah screenshotted it and sent it to Alyssa, who replied, "Girl, that's not just friendship. That's scary." Hannah replied, "I know. I'm going to talk to him. I can't keep leading him on." She didn't know those words would become her death sentence. On July 2, 2021, Hannah met Ethan at a coffee shop to set boundaries. A barista remembered her nervously stirring her latte, while Ethan leaned in close, expression unreadable. She told him gently but firmly, "Ethan, I care about you as a friend. But that's all it will ever be." He didn't shout. He didn't argue. He just stared at her for a long moment and said, almost whispering, "You'll regret this." The storm was about to break. The rejection didn't end the friendship. It ended Ethan's world. After the coffee shop meeting, Ethan spiraled. At work, he became withdrawn, his productivity slipping. He spent hours scrolling through Hannah's social media, analyzing every post, every comment. His texts grew more erratic. "I don't understand why him and not me. I've always been there. He won't last. You'll see, Hannah. I'm the only one who really cares." When Hannah stopped replying, the texts turned darker. "Don't ignore me. You can't just erase me." Coworkers noticed Ethan hanging around Hannah's desk more often, even when he didn't need to be there. Ben recalled one night leaving Hannah's apartment and spotting Ethan's car parked a block away. At first, they chalked it up to coincidence. But the sightings piled up, outside the gym, near her favorite cafe, even once at the hiking trail where she and Ben went every Saturday. Hannah finally admitted to her sister Lauren, "I feel like I'm being watched. It's like he's everywhere." Lauren urged her to go to HR, maybe even the police. But Hannah hesitated. She didn't want to ruin his life. That's the dangerous thing about obsessive friendships. Victims often downplay until it's too late. July 16, 2021. Hannah went out for drinks with friends downtown. She laughed, danced, posted a few photos with Ben. Hours later, her phone lit up with messages from Ethan. "Why are you humiliating me? You'll regret showing him off. You think you can just replace me?" Alyssa, seeing the barrage of texts, told Hannah, "Block him. Now." Hannah blocked his number that night. But you can't block someone's obsession. On July 21st, coworkers remembered Ethan looking different, tired, pale, jittery. One said he muttered under his breath, "She's going to learn." That evening, he drove past Hannah's apartment multiple times. Security cameras caught his car circling the block. Hannah, meanwhile, told Ben, "I'm done with him. I don't want him in my life anymore." Those words once again would seal her fate. July 22, 2021. Hannah left work around 7 p.m. She stopped at Whole Foods to grab dinner, then headed back to her apartment complex. Security footage showed her carrying grocery bags, smiling faintly as she walked toward her building. Minutes later, neighbors reported hearing raised voices from Hannah's unit. A loud crash, then silence. At 9:13 p.m., a neighbor noticed Hannah's door ajar. Inside, the living room was overturned. A shattered wine glass on the floor. A trail of blood leading to the bedroom. Hannah was nowhere to be found. Later that night, security cameras caught Ethan's car speeding out of the complex parking lot. In the passenger seat was something large, covered by a blanket. Hannah had vanished. When Hannah didn't show up for work the next day, alarms went off. Friends and family flooded her phone with no response. By July 23rd, police were involved. Flyers went up. Social media filled with Hannah's smiling face. Her boyfriend Ben gave a tearful TV plea, "If anyone knows anything, please bring her home." But deep down, everyone had the same suspect in mind. Detectives brought Ethan in for questioning. He denied everything. "I haven't seen her in days. We're just friends." But the evidence unraveled his lies. Cell phone records placed him at Hannah's apartment the night she vanished. Security footage showed his car circling her block. Forensic evidence, traces of Hannah's blood in his trunk. When confronted, Ethan's facade cracked. He whispered, "She didn't want me. She made me feel worthless." On July 25th, after 3 days of searching, Hannah's body was discovered in a wooded area just outside the city. She had been strangled. The community reeled. Friends described feeling like the air had been sucked out of Austin. One coworker said, "She was the kindest person I knew." And he just couldn't accept no. The trial in 2022 drew national headlines. Prosecutors painted Ethan as a rejected suitor whose obsession boiled into revenge. They highlighted the dozens of threatening texts, the stalking, the final confrontation. The defense attempted to argue heat of passion, but the planning was undeniable. After weeks of testimony, including emotional accounts from Hannah's family, Ethan was convicted of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Hannah's family launched a foundation in her name, focused on raising awareness about stalking and coercive control. They wanted her death to serve as a warning, one that might save others. Her sister Lauren spoke at the sentencing. "Hannah was more than a victim. She was joy, kindness, light. He took her from us because she had the courage to say no." This case forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth. Rejection can trigger rage in those who see love not as connection, but as possession. Psychologists call it rejection sensitivity, when fragile egos can't tolerate being denied, leading to obsession and violence. In Ethan's mind, Hannah's friendzone wasn't just rejection. It was betrayal. And tragically, she paid with her life. Would you have seen the danger signs, or been blinded by love too? If this story shook you, subscribe for more chilling true crime cases where love turns deadly. Because sometimes the most dangerous words you can say are simply, "I don't feel that way about you."